Hello ACM, and welcome to your cog creating tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cog. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to the ACM CBU GitHub organization. Here you will find all of our public repos if you're on a different account. If not, you're going to be able to see all of them because you're privileged in that aspect. But we're going to look at our template cog repository that has been made for us. This template cog repository is exactly what it says. There is a README attached to it that will give you things about the bot, a little information, what packages we're using, what a bot or what a cog actually is, how to make a cog if you want to go over something else besides me talking. And then there's a little verification process that we have to do just to make sure that all the cogs going into the bot are safe and we're not throwing any bad stuff in there. So to use this little repository, we're going to make a template. And I'm going to make a template, and GitHub is being really slow. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to want to change the owner to ACM CBU because we actually are making it mandatory that all the cogs are within the CBU's respective organization to keep everything within one place. So I'm just going to make it make a repository called testcog, and we're going to throw that in there, and tutorial video cog. Cool. And you can either make it public or private. I'm going to say probably make it public if you want people to see it. If you don't want to see it, other people outside of the organization to see it, make it private. I'm going to make it public because it really doesn't matter to me, and you don't have to worry about including all the branches because there's just one branch. So that will be fine. So it's going to go ahead and go through this process of making your repository. So now we have our own repository. It was generated from the template cog, just so we can see there. And so great. So one thing to let you guys know about when you're making your repository, this name is going to be the name of the cog within the bot. So when you're trying to load a cog from the bot, it's going to be the name of the repository that it's cloning from. But anyways, if you guys want to go ahead and read through all this, you can. If not, whatever. I wrote it all, so you guys don't have to. But I would suggest changing it so people actually know what your cog is supposed to be doing. I can change it. I'll change it. No, I won't. I don't have time for that. Anyways, we're going to go here, and here is our helper class for our cog. That's just a little general idea. It was basically to show you that we can indeed have a helper class. And then here is my actual cog. I put a bunch of comments in here trying to say how a cog works. If you have questions, come and ask me or ask Nick. I'll do that to Nick because why not? He'll learn how to do it one time or another. But basically how this works is there's a lot of documentation for it at these links that I posted, or you can go through and read all the links about it. But basically you're going to be making a class up here, and it's just going to extend a cog. This is how you do polymorphism in Python, by the way. But that is how this is basically going to work. You're going to throw the annotation on here, and mycom will actually be the name of the command for the cog. And so same thing down here. Say hi is going to be the command for that cog. Now the difference between these two functions that I just wanted to show and iterate is this star args. Basically, when you do star args in Python, it kind of lets you take as many parameters as you want, or as will be passed in. And so that's just to show that you guys can actually pass in a whole lot more parameters than just the actual name. You can pass in things after it, and you can get different things depending on that. And so as you'll see, a lot of the commands that I will be going to use that are already in the bot will be extremely useful for that. And so, yeah, so this is just a command that takes in nothing and, says that I can do stuff. And you know what? It can do stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and basically I'm just going to grab this code, right? I'm just going to grab all of this. I'm just going to grab all of that, when you find the right spot for the bot, there'll be 2 channels, each for 1 test spot in the ACM server. But I'm just going to show you, if you don't want to ping anyone and you make everybody mad at you, or I guess you could just go and mute those channels, whatever. You can actually DM the bots, and the bots do a great job of acting in there. And so I'm just going to show you how to run through the idea of adding your own cog to the bot. So if you do .help, right, the cog, all the cogs that are installed and loaded on the bot are within here. They will let you know everything. You don't want to see that. That's my dictionary. So now, just to let you guys know, there are certain commands that are restricted to the access on the bot. Basically, like, you have like your general, like, there are certain commands that only owners can do, and then there are certain commands that anybody can do, and then there are certain commands where, depending on the role that you have within the server, you have access to those commands. And basically, you'll know if you have access if you type the command and the bot does something. If the bot doesn't do anything, he just ignores you if you don't have the right permissions. So there's no, it'll kind of get annoying in that aspect, but you never know. So right now, what I'm going to show you guys is how to add a submodule. That's what we're basically doing to add all of the different cogs into the bot in a respectable way. I will change this to add submodule instead of clone test repo, because that's what I was doing before, but I just lost the thing because I highlighted it. All right. Okay, I have the thing now because I wasn't being dumb. And now we're gonna clone test this repository. So the cog, like I said earlier, this is gonna be the name of the repo, or the name of the repo is gonna be the name of the cog, right? So I'm gonna do it. He responded that he added my submodule called test cog, and he's such a good lad that he did that. Now, if you type cogs, you can see all the other cogs that aren't loaded and are loaded. So right now, this bot only has the GitHub cog loaded, and that is the cog that lets us do things with GitHub. We made this cog, so bear in mind that cogs can break. And I really hope they don't, but they can break. And so if they do, let us know, and we can actually start fixing those. Or if you're on the bot team, we can fix them together. Anyways, we added the cog called test cog, right? So in here, you can see that test cog is a thing. So we are going to load test cog for everybody to see. Cool. So test cog is now loaded. So if we do help again, we'll see that it got just a little bit bigger. And so you can see here, we have my cog. And remember, that was the class that we made, or the template class. So that is basically how this all works. So now you can actually go like say, hi, please work. There we go. Hello there, right? And then let's say .mycom. He can do stuff. He said he could do stuff. But anyways, that's basically how the bot works, and that's basically a very, very quick tutorial about how to get started with the bot. The bot is super cool. He can do a whole lot of things, more things that you guys probably even think are possible with the bot. For example, the bot can tell if you are on a computer or if you are on a phone. And then the bot can also go one step further and tell if you are using a Mac, or if you're using Windows, or if you're using a browser, or if you are so happen to be using Linux, for all those sorts of things, depending on what client you actually are on. So the bot, if you want to like look into a bunch of that stuff, or a bunch of that stuff with the bot, go ahead and sign up for the bot team and let an officer know, and they can add you to the bot team, and we can start working on a bunch of cogs that hopefully make our life easier here on Discord, and hopefully just to, have fun. And maybe we can implement a game. Maybe we can implement like a utility cog that like records notes during officer meetings, or maybe we can make like a cog to play music like Groovy, because we want more things like Groovy, because that would be fun. Um, the possibilities are endless, and just to reiterate, as I say throughout all, like a lot of the comments, the bot is literally just in Python. It's not anything scary. Python might be scary to you, and if it is, please don't be scared of it. Python is probably one of the easiest languages that you'll ever see out there, and it's super easy to pick up, and it's super easy to learn. When I first came to ACM, I didn't want to come to ACM again because they're like pythons, and I thought they were talking about snakes, and I thought it was super weird. But then I figured out it's just a programming language. So it's not snakes. I promise. We're not gonna like be working with snakes. I swear. I'm ranting too much.